Okay, now we are going to see our activity. We are going to group ourselves in 5. I want to group A, B, C. You can call your group 1. I don't mind. But we are going to group ourselves in 5 so that we can handle this question here. It says a watermelon. I think everyone knows a watermelon. Okay. It was divided into 8 equal parts. John ate 2 parts. Mary ate 1 part. And Peter ate 2 parts. Part A. What fraction of the watermelon was eaten? Then what fraction was left? Draw a diagram showing fractions which were eaten and this which were eaten and that which remained. So that's what they are going to do. So I want to group in your groups. You draw for me and then you also present your work in the next. I think this is enough for 5 more minutes. Okay, that's use those minutes. Then I correct some samples. Okay. Okay, I've corrected some. Okay, this will be enough. Okay, you bring that one also. Okay, these are the samples I've managed to correct. So you are going to see, I think those 10 minutes 5 were enough. I think we can come and see. So I'm going to start with the group C. Group C, this is how they presented their work. I think everyone can see. This is how they presented their work. They are showing us how they are showing us the fraction for John. They are showing us a fraction for Peter. And then they are showing us a fraction for Mary, as you can able see. So they are telling us that John took this part, this was for Mary, and then this was for Peter. This was, I think everyone can see, this was from group C. Then I'm going to use the work for which group to answer our questions. So let me use group 1. Let me use group 1. So group 1, this is how they answered their questions. They answered A, B. I'm not seeing C. Okay, you can stay with it. I'm going to use for another group. Okay, this is how they answered theirs. So I'm telling us that part A, the fraction that was eaten, for them they are having 5/8. And then the fraction that was left is 3/8. How do we know? We come back to our previous group that we've been having, group C. When you look at group C, if you add, because this was for John. John ate 2, Peter ate 2, and then Mary ate 1. So when you add the fractions which were, so it's that when we add, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you can see why they are having there as 5/2. I think you see why they are having 5/8. Then when we count the left parts, you see this one is 1, 2, then this is 3. That's why they are having 3/8 as the parts that remain. Okay, so this was group 1 and the group C. Can you clap for them? Okay. Now, I'm going to use group E and the group 4. The fraction that was eaten. So, the fraction was eaten. This is part C. Okay, this one, eaten. So this is what they are having. Okay, for them this is how they presented the eaten fraction. They had to shade it, as you can ably see. The fraction which was eaten there. So that's the shading they are having. So what they did, they divided this into 8 parts, as you see there. Like this. Then you see that the fraction it was 5. So for them, what they did, they shaded this 5. They had to shade this 5. So that was the fraction which was eaten. Then left, this was eaten. Then the one which was left, here we are going to use group 4. I think you see how the fraction left out, for them they are saying left out fraction. So you see that they are shading 3, because 3 was the fraction that was left out. So you shade it is 3. 1, 2, then 3. So that is the work from the 4 groups I sampled. So from there, members, now it has time to convert to proper fractions, to mixed numbers, and vice versa. Vice versa means you can now convert those mixed numbers into proper fractions. So we start with a mixed number has a whole number and a proper fraction. I think you know now what proper fraction is. So in proper fractions to mixed fractions, convert the following to mixed fractions. Now this one I'm going to show you how we do it. Then you are going to try that exercise in your groups, in your learning scale. So here, this is how the easiest way of understanding this is by first of all having a number with 3. I'm messing now on the denominator and the numerator. So it's that there we are taking away 2 parts. If I take out these 2 parts, it means that now this one is having our number. So this is 2 as our number. So this one is going to be acting as our remainder. So in simple terms, all we have is, I think we saw how we can shade this one. There are 2 ways. Either use this way, or the other way is, instead I think we saw how we are shading this. You draw 2 parts, and then you ask yourselves, the other way, how we can do this is, if you don't do that, then you do this as we saw. We draw 2, then you divide it into 2 parts. This is the other alternative. So if you draw this and you divide it into 2 parts, we say to shade this. This is what we saw. This is how we shade this as we saw. Now it means that 2 out of these ones, 2 were shaded. So this one means that 2 is a full one is 1. Then the remainder which was not shaded is 1 out of the 2. That's how you can write that. Now, when I come to this, now it's that I need to divide into 3. So this one we can show. You draw now, this one means 3. Going to draw 3. But it I divide it into 3 parts. 1, 2. The same here. Then the same here. This is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that can be the idea there. So now, here the idea is going to be, first of all, they want us to shade so you can handle this. The other way is if maybe the other way is when we use the idea of dividing. So I think you remember in primary when we had to use what we call, I think remember this, when they put the hour 3 here, then they put hour 7 here. And they said this goes in here 2 times. Then you said 2 times this, you get 6. And remainder will be 1. So that's the other way around. So So this one is going to be, get there, then 1/3. That's the other way. The same here, you can use the same idea of dividing. Put a 5 here, then a 6. This goes in 1 times this, we get 5. Then after, we subtract. The remainder is 1. So this one is going to give us one whole number, 1/5. So here we are subtract. I think you can copy this. The same idea. We put this. This one is going to be our 2, 9. 2 goes in 9. 4 times 40. This times this, we get 8. Then after we do what? We subtract and we get 1. So now that means that this one is going to be 4, then 1/2. That's how we can use that as the idea there. So either way, either use these ones or you can every use that one there. It's up to you. Okay, then when we come to this one, the same idea. I think now you can try out this. You try out that one. So from there, now we come to mixed numbers to improper fractions. So mixed numbers to improper fractions. Now, let W be our number, R the remainder, and the divisor D. Then, this is what we call a mixed. I think you see. From here now, we have our number, this one is our remainder, and this was our divisor, or some people call it the denominator. No problem. So what we do, how we want now to convert from this to this. In this part, we are converting from improper to mixed. Then now we want to come from mixed to improper. So what happens? What we do, we get a denominator or a divisor times the whole number here. Then we add the remainder over the denominator or the divisor. So let us apply it here and see. So here what are we going to do? We get the whole number, which is 2, then times the divisor, then plus our remainder. This is now is acting as a remainder, which is 2. The whole over 3. I think we can see our D here, it is 3. Our W is 2. Then our R remainder is 2. So that's how we handle that one. And you see this one is going to be, this is 6 plus 2, the whole over 3. It's going to give us 8/3. And so, now you see this is improper. Why is it improper? Because we said improper, this one is greater than the other one. Okay, let us come to this now. You see this is our number, divisor, remainder. So we get the whole number times the divisor. After that, we add the remainder, which is 4. The whole over the divisor, which is 5. What man says, we handle brackets first before we add, or multiplication first before we add. So this time this we get 5 plus 4, the whole over 5, which is going to be 9/5. Can I do another one? Okay, let me handle this one. Then you do this one. So this is going to be, we get 3, the whole number, times the divisor. Then after that, we get, and we add our remainder. Our remainder is now 1. The whole over the divisor, which is 2. And this is going to be, so this is 6 plus 1, the whole over 2. And that will give us what? I think it's that we get 7/2. I think we are there. So that's the easiest way of converting into proper fractions from mixed number to improper. I think we said all of them are improper. Why are they improper? The numerator is greater than the denominator or the divisor. So that's what we had to take today. Now, for you, you can try out this. So Now after, I want you to go and organize these ones in your books, in the video work. Then after, you bring these two exercises, plus the exercise in your learner's guide. I want those numbers. Then I look at the notes you've made, your individual notes. Then we see there. So that's it. I wish you well.